So you know you should be doing certain things to work towards your goals and for the betterment of your future self. But you just can't seem to get yourself to do these things no matter how hard you try. So to me, this is one of the most fascinating aspects of our psychology. The fact that we can so very much want to do something and know that it is good for us, but not quite be able to get ourselves to do it. Luckily, there's lots of techniques that are really well researched and proven to improve this capacity to teach ourselves how to do the things that we know are good for us, that we know that will push us towards our goals, and be able to overcome that feeling of kind of just not wanting to do it, maybe wanting to chase short-term rewards instead of long-term rewards. And so in this video, I will share with you one of my favorite productivity techniques to get yourself to do the things that you know you should be doing and to move towards your goals. So this came out of a session that I had with one of you all, one of the subscribers of this channel. And I love meeting you all because you give me so much wonderful feedback, and it really helps me know which videos are going to be helpful to make for you all to benefit from. So one of the things that she was asking me was to provide more techniques that are easy to use in the moment to increase productivity. So I just want to make a note though. When we talk about productivity, we're not talking about like getting yourself to overwork. We're not talking about pushing yourself in an unkind way. We're talking about mindfully moving towards your best future, to doing the things that you know are the best things for you and for your life. Okay, so just so that that's established, because sometimes productivity gets a little bit of a bad name. Okay, so we're gonna do this one together. This is gonna be like an exercise. You're going to create this productivity technique with me, and you're gonna create your own kind of a version of it so that you can use it when you feel like you just don't wanna do the things that you know you should be doing, which honestly happens to me all the time. Like I feel like super lazy most of the time. Do I wanna film these videos? Usually no. Like I think maybe some of you think that I'm like really good at this. I'm not. I'm kind of just like this like lazy cat in my brain, like Garfield, that doesn't want to do the things that I should be doing. So most of us have this feeling that we kind of just don't want to do things. Like we want to do the things that are feeling good in the moment. Our brains want to save energy. If you've watched many of my other videos, you've probably heard me say this before. Our brain is not really created to make our dreams a reality. They're not created to live our best lives. The brain is designed to save energy, seek reward, and avoid pain. And oftentimes this is seeking short-term reward. So we gotta train ourselves to seek the long-term reward. And this is how you do it. This technique is often not talked about because I think it's really underutilized, but it really comes down to the benefit of humor on our psychology. So we know that humor is actually super restorative to our minds, and it helps us restore our resilience and restore kind of our capacity to do hard things, especially after we've endured significant negative emotions or significant stressors. So in essence, humor is almost like a self-regulating mechanism that helps us return to normal when we've been a little bit going through a difficult patch, which I mean, lately, a lot of us have been going through a difficult patch. The world has gone through a few difficult patches lately. Things are not easy right now, and we can all understand that. And so this is where humor comes in, because you might be somewhat depleted. You might be somewhat more stressed than normal, and that is normal. And so we want to introduce humor to get you to regulate yourself in order to do the things that you know you should be doing. And this is how I do it for myself. So this at first might seem a little bit silly, but bear with me. Oftentimes in psychology, it's really useful to have a little bit of silliness when you come at the things that you want to do for yourself and when you think about yourself. Because when we hold the world and ourselves with a very extreme rigidity, research shows that that can be really detrimental to our own mental health. And so silliness is actually a tool for success. So this is what I want you to do. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start with my own story. When I was little, I really liked the comic book, the comic of Garfield. Like, I loved that orange cat. I thought he was hilarious. And I just think like those comics are like comedic genius. I would read all of them and it would be just the most fun for me. And if you've ever read Garfield, you kind of know that it follows like a very typical pattern. So Garfield hates Mondays, he loves lasagna, he loves napping, and he basically like hates putting effort into anything. He likes to be lazy. It's kind of the stereotypical cat, right? And so I've kind of used this persona of Garfield to apply it to my own side of my own psychology that is naturally lazy. Because we all have a naturally lazy side to us because our brains actually are lazy. The issue is that some of us interpret this lazy side as a reason for not doing the things that we know we should be doing. So this is the technique, and this is how you're going to overcome your kind of issues with productivity. You're going to think of a symbol for your laziness. You're going to create a persona around your laziness. And if you want, you can steal Garfield. You can have that for yourself as well. So when you think about not wanting to do things, not wanting to start your work on Monday, not wanting to record a video, not wanting to write a proposal, something like that. You can think like, oh, that's my kind of Garfield in my brain, just wanting to be lazy and eat lasagna and take naps. And that's totally fine. Every time I think of this, it kind of gives me a little bit of a laugh because it is silly. Like, Garfield's hilarious, right? And so when I think of my lazy side in that kind of perception, I'm able to kind of let go a little bit. I'm able to take myself a little bit less seriously. And oftentimes this is the key to getting things done. We take ourselves so seriously sometimes that we just get stuck. We make ourselves stuck in our own heads. And if we can let loose a little bit, if we can let go of our rigidity, we can move forward. We can laugh at our naturally lazy selves, at our own kind of capacity to just enjoy only things in the moment and our desire to like take naps and watch Netflix. And we can laugh at it, and then that will allow us to move past it and to be okay with the fact that we all have naturally lazy thoughts. It's an element of our own biology, and that's completely okay. It doesn't mean that you need to follow the Garfield in your brain. You can listen to those thoughts and you can hear them. And you can have a little chuckle at them, like, oh, huh, like a typical brain wanting to be lazy. And then you can move forward and do the things that you know you want to do to create the life that you really want to live. Okay, so I hope that this was helpful to you. If you want to share kind of the persona that maybe you created in your own mind, I would love to hear them. There's all kinds of like fun, creative ways to relate to this lazy part of ourselves. And it can be really fun to kind of think of how you want to label yours. And whenever you have those thoughts arise, you can think of that persona and kind of change your relationship with your naturally lazy thoughts or maybe your naturally sort of negative thoughts that often hold you back. Because at the end of the day, they're just thoughts. And if you can let go of those thoughts a little bit, if you can kind of unhook from them, then you can move forward and live the life that you want to live. And so one more tip that I think might be helpful is that for some of you that kind of want to really work on this, it can be useful to like pin a little image or on a post-it or near your desk of this persona. Maybe you use Garfield, maybe you use something else, and to kind of look at it each time that you feel lazy and think like, oh yeah, me being naturally lazy again, like how adorable, like I love it. It's hilarious how we are, right? And also I want to note that sometimes you want to give in to your kind of natural Garfield self. Sometimes you do want to take a nap, and you know, that's okay. But remember, it is your complete decision to listen to that part of yourself. You can listen to it and hear it out, and you can act in a different way. The action is your choice there, and you can have that element of yourself and you can do whatever you want. You don't have to act based on that part of yourself if it is not the best thing for your future self. All right. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for my wonderful subscriber who gave me this idea, and I hope to see you all next week with another video. I'm actually going to do a part 2 of these kind of productivity secret videos. So if you want to hear my other top productivity tip, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss that next video, because I am going to be doing it part 2 next week. All right. I will see you all next week. Wishing you an amazingly productive week. Take care.